USAID's learning group is structured around agreed-upon learning questions. For community conservation, the group seeks to understand the best practice for community management of wildlife by exploring the following questions. When are certain community incentive structures, economic, governance, security, etc., more important relative to others? And what are successful examples of community government collaboration that have resulted in increased support for combating wildlife trafficking?
Engaging communities in anti-poaching, anti-trafficking is a great idea because they're actually essential to making anti-poaching effective. But what we learned during our research is several things. One, communities should be the eyes and ears for arresting authorities. They shouldn't be going out and encountering poachers themselves. They certainly shouldn't be armed. There's a broad consensus that arming community game scouts just endangers them. It doesn't improve your anti-poaching effectiveness. So how do we get communities to want to be motivated to engage in anti-poaching and anti-trafficking? Well, Chris Weaver of WWF in Namibia had this wonderful saying: when communities feel that poaching is stealing from them, they're completely motivated to engage in anti-poaching. So then the question is, how do communities feel like poaching is stealing from them? By giving communities rights to the animals that they live with. This has worked astoundingly well in the Namibia conservancies, in Northern Rangelands Trust in northern Tanzania, in the indigenous reserves of Bolivia, many places where communities have secured their rights and been trained to build the capacity to enforce their rights. Their role in anti-poaching and anti-trafficking has been enormously successful. But again, eyes and ears for an arresting authority, not arresting themselves. Part of this is because the state actually retains rights to arrest people. There's a silly thing when we talk about citizens' arrest. Well, actually it's not. Citizens are allowed to apprehend and detain somebody if they see them actually doing a crime, but it's illegal for them to actually arrest somebody. So the way that communities actually are effective in anti-poaching and anti-trafficking is if they co-produce law enforcement or crime prevention. And that co-production is with the police or other legitimate arresting authority. And this is the second trick. The police have to be able and willing and capable of providing timely and effective support to communities' eyes and ears. If they can't do that, and the community does provide actionable intelligence and nothing happens, poaching doesn't stop. If they provide actionable intelligence and the police leak their name to the poachers, they risk serious reprisals. So anonymity is really important. And the best way to have communities provide anonymous intelligence turns out not by directly talking to the police or arresting agency themselves. It's by doing it through one degree of separation, by doing it through some community organization, which adds another trick to the whole process. Community organizations don't form unless communities have a sense of social cohesion. Do they feel like a neighborhood? Do they feel like a community? And only then are they willing to band together to solve problems together. Absent that social cohesion, you won't get community associations, and it makes it far more difficult to motivate people to actually inform on poachers to the police. The great thing about community organizations is I saw a poacher coming into the neighborhood. I can go and talk to my community association. They then, as an association, go and report to the police. My identity is secured. It's really good. So only eyes and ears, don't arm communities. Communities should be able to provide actionable intelligence to a timely and effective law enforcement agency. And if the community has the social cohesion, the sense of neighborhood, that they can form a community conservancy, a neighborhood watch association, and use that as the intermediary for communicating with police, you have the most effective co-produced way of dealing with poaching and trafficking.